Hi friends, Lorraine here. Thanks for joining me on your mat today. We're going to spend some time breathing, softening, just taking this time for ourselves to kind of calm ourselves, release some of that anxiety and stress that you may be feeling. So if you've got some yoga blocks with you this morning, that's great. If not, maybe you want to grab a cushion or a pillow. And let's just get started, shall we? Let's extend our bodies on our mats, on your backs. Send your legs out nice and long. Come on down to the back. And as we lay here, just allowing your body to simply open and become heavy. I like to say melting into the mat. So we do this through our breath. As you inhale, and I'm just gonna put my hands on my belly here, I like the way it feels. As you inhale deeply through your nostrils, allow your belly to fill right up, full of the air you're breathing in. And as you exhale, allow the belly to softly drop back down, navel towards the spine, slow and gentle. And as you allow that breath to keep filling up the belly, noticing the body, scanning it from tip to toe, and just noticing if there's any areas this morning that are feeling that extra stress perhaps. Maybe there's some tightness, maybe there's some pinching, maybe just notice that you're clenching your teeth. So with each exhale here this morning, I just want you to allow those parts of your body that are feeling tense or sore or tight, allow them to release. And even if you don't feel the physical sensation of the release, imagining it. So within your mind's eye, seeing those places of tension, filling them full of air as you inhale. And as you exhale, just imagining or visualizing that tension releasing through the exhale breath. Let's take 5 or 6 more breaths right here. Exhale, release, soften. Inhale, draw that beautiful life-giving force in through the nostrils. And as you exhale, blow it away. Couple more breaths right here in this fashion. If you're a person who enjoys or appreciates setting intentions for your yoga practice, and perhaps today it really is just about being able to allow yourself to release some of your stress, to actually let it go because you don't need it in your life, it doesn't serve you. And perhaps allowing that to be what you're thinking about right now, that little thought or mantra that you'll hold on to as we move through our practice. All right, so from here we're simply going to come back to a seated position. So simply roll yourself gently over onto one side, maybe bending into one knee and pressing into that foot just to roll over. Nice and gently just coming up into that seated position. Perhaps you come into cross-legged, perhaps you're up on knees. Find a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you here today. Let's just take our hands together in the center of the chest, maybe even pressing the thumbs into the sternum. Call this our heart center. And just notice if you're kind of tipping forward, we'll draw ourselves into alignment here. Neck, head, spine, base of the pelvis, all in alignment here. And as you inhale, keep filling up that beautiful body full of air. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to drop down away from the ears, away from the head. Inhale, belly fills up, expands away from the body. And as you exhale, everything softens. So same movement, same breath as when we were in a supine position. And maybe staying here if you're happy in this spot, or joining me, maybe opening up the arms to the side as you inhale, opening up the chin, looking up to the heavens. And as you exhale, slowly drawing those arms back together right in front of the body, dropping the chin towards the chest. Inhale, open, maybe slightly pulling the chest forward. Exhale, begin to draw those hands together, lowering the chin, feeling the stretch in the back of the neck. Inhale, open, expand through the hands. Feel the opening of the heart, of the mind. Exhale, drawing inward, almost like you're giving yourself a hug this morning. Inhale, open. Feel yourself open up. Exhale, release. This time as you open up the arms, just come to center, facing straight forward. Shoulders are still soft and away from the ears. We're just going to inhale and externally rotate. So open the palms up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, begin to inwardly rotate the arms, curving them inward. The upper back can even round. Inhale, we externally rotate the arms. Again, maybe opening up the neck and throat. And then internally rotating the arm as you exhale. Nice and slow with the breath here this morning. Each exhale releasing the tension, the stress, the anxiety. Beautiful, my friends. Coming back to center here. Inhale, reach the arms up until the palms come together. Exhale as you slide the hands down through heart center. We're going to pause here again, maybe softly closing those eyes, maybe a soft dip of the chin. Just looking inward here this morning. You can feel how warm the arms felt. I want you to ask yourself how your heart feels this morning, your mind, as we are releasing the tension here. Just allow yourself to release all those things you don't need here, the worry. Yeah, let it go, my friends. Each breath softening. Then we're just going to come on to hands and knees here whenever you're ready. Taking knees below the hips, we'll take the hands below the shoulders. You can have the toes tucked under here for support, or if you prefer to have them untucked, that's fine too. Let's move our way through a couple of cat-cows, shall we? So this time as you inhale, allow the belly to softly drop, lifting the chin and the tailbone. Exhale, draw the belly up towards the spine, drawing the chin towards the chest, rounding through that back. Inhale, slowly draw the torso forward. Exhale, round, feel the body opening through the back body. Slow and gentle here, my friends. The world is an uncertain place right now, but what we can be certain of is our breath, our bodies, knowing we have been created with love, with purpose, and that we have endless love to give to those around us. So we need to fill ourselves up with that divine love, that peace, so that we can give it to others. One more cat-cow here. Inhale, draw forward, Take a soft little pause here at the top. Soft retention of breath. And then exhale, release, coming just to a nice flat back here. Inhale as you extend your right leg straight behind you, maybe tucking that left toe under for support. And just holding here, extending out through the base of that right foot, flexing it, feeling that leg come alive. Gently nudge your shoulders down the back, feeling nice and long. Exhale now as you draw the right knee in towards your nose. And as we inhale, we'll lengthen out not only through the base of the foot, but out through the crown of the head. Exhale, draw inward, knee towards the nose. Exhale, release. Slow, gentle. Noticing if your mind starts chattering away to you. And if it does here, what is it saying? We're extending out here this last time. We're going to replace that right knee on the ground. Let's extend the left leg back on the next inhale breath. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose. Moving with our breath here, staying in tune with our bodies. This is real, my friends. Your body, your mind, your breath, your glorious being, the way that you were created. So begin to replace those negative words and thoughts, the worry, the what ifs. Replace them with words of love and hope, goodness. It's within you. It's been given to us. And I know it's not easy. Let's replace that left foot down to the ground. Take those big toes together near the back of the mat. Let's place those knees together. Take a big inhale breath here. Exhale, slowly let your hips go back towards the heels. And once you're there, you can extend the arms out in front of you. Taking our child's pose here, taking the forehead to the earth. Let's go ahead and take a nice passive child's pose here. Bend into the elbows. Release forehead to the mat. And as you breathe here, feel the belly pressing into the thighs. Feel the back body expanding out through the upper back, the shoulders. And exhale, release everything you don't need. Know you are loved, my friends, and if it feels good for you this morning, you can sweep those arms in a wide arc outside, away from the body, sliding the hands down towards the feet, perhaps flipping the palms up towards the heavens, maybe settling the back of the hands on top of the feet. If not, maybe resting them just beside the feet. Allow those shoulders to drape over top on either side of the knees. Are the teeth clenched, my friends? Release the teeth, soften the jaw. One more nice deep breath here. And on your next inhale, pull the belly in towards the spine and simply start rolling up the back body, tucking the chin in towards the chest, feeling yourself roll up the spine here into a seated position, coming up to sit right over top of the heels. Nice. Sitting up nice and tall, make sure that chin is tucked in. Sometimes in this seated position, we have it jutted forward. So sitting up tall, bringing that spine and neck and head into alignment. And then once again, reaching the arms out to the side. Inhale, stretch through the fingertips. Lift the chin, looking up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands down. This time, let's take the hands down along the mat as if you're going back into your child's pose. Exhale, draw the hands back towards the knees, and then inhale, extend them out towards the sides, all the way up. Exhale, draw them down, bringing all that goodness from heaven with you. Inhale, extending the hands out into your child's pose. Exhale, slide the hands back towards the legs. Let's do 2 more of these to breath. Inhale, reach and lift, taking what you need. Exhale, draw it down into the heart, the deepest part of your psyche. Inhale, those hands reaching out in front of you. Exhale, draw that goodness, that love, kindness, and peace into the body. Inhale, reach. This is the last one. Exhale, draw the heart, hands to heart. We'll pause here. Softly closing the eyes, dropping the chin down. Just be. Perhaps coming back to the intention that you set this morning. Perhaps saying a prayer for the country as we work through this pandemic. Perhaps just saying the words inhale and exhale to yourself, softening the body, softening the mind. And let's take the hands to the thighs. We'll walk them down to our mat. Walk those hands out in front of you, placing them at shoulder distance apart. Wide spread the fingertips and grip the mat with all 10 fingers. Tuck toes under here. Lift the hips. Let's come into downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the legs here. Press into those hands. Let the chest come down towards the mat. We hold a lot of tension, shoulder, neck, and heads usually, so feel free here to maybe just to shake out the head, maybe nod it up and down a little bit. Notice how it feels. If there's any tension there, just allow it to shake out. Bend deeply into both knees, look up to the hands, and simply walk up the middle of the mat. Plant the feet hip distance apart and simply hang in forward fold. Remember, you can have a nice deep bend to the knees if you like. It might feel really good on that belly to have that compression. And if you want more, of course, extending the hips up towards the sky, keeping the legs nice and straight. So if you want more here in your forward fold, take the toes together, the big toes together. Leave a little space in the heels. Bend deeply into those knees until that torso is resting. I'm going to take those hands, wrap them around the heels. Tuck the elbows in behind the knees. You can draw your forehead or your nose into the knees. Become nice and small. And this is how we feel in our problems, in our strife and our crises, right? We feel small and little. And it's okay to be in that spot for a little while if you need to just feel it, feel the feelings. And then we're going to release. So as you exhale, hinging the hips up towards the ceiling, maybe straightening the legs a little bit. Maybe drawing the nose closer, or maybe you're ready for the full release, taking the fingers out in front of the toes, maybe coming up onto the fingertips, feeling the length, feeling the release. Let's separate those feet hip distance apart. Take the hands down to the feet. Inhale to halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to come up, so take the arms out to the side. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Hands come together overhead. Exhale as you bring the hands down through heart center. We're not adjusting that hair or anything else just yet. Closing the eyes, draw inward. Release the jaw, take a swallow here. A nice deep breath in through the nose, feel the belly reaching away from the body. Let's take 2 more breaths here in our mountain pose. Eyes are just softly closed, drawing inward. And release the hands out to the side. And just a nice, gentle practice this morning. Mostly just focused on our breath. I'm going to turn just to face you here. Taking those hands again back to heart center. Closing the eyes. With eyes closed here, lift the toes. And spread them nice and wide and then bring them back down to the mat. And with your eyes closed, I want you to shift your weight forward onto the toes, maybe even lifting the heels off the ground. And then with the next breath, dropping the heels, shift the weight back to the heels, let the toes lift, and just feel your weight back there. Then coming back so that you can feel the weight on all 4 pads of the feet. Go ahead and shift your weight over to the left. Next breath, we're going to shift the weight all the way over to the right hand side. Just notice how that feels. And then coming back to center. Just noticing how the body feels when you're off center and how you kind of recalibrate. Let's do that one more time, with or without eyes closed. It's nice and challenging with the eyes closed, shifting the weight forward onto the toes. Shifting the weight back to the heels. Shifting the weight over to the left. And then all the way over to the right. Keep the weight over here to the right. Put a soft bend in that right knee. And then simply lifting the eyes open. We're going to lift the left leg up. You can just hold it here at a 90-degree angle if you like. Or if you want to join me for a bit of a tree balance, let's take that leg out to the side. Notice how that feels in that standing leg. And then drawing the leg in, you could put it down nice and low, maybe even with the toe touching the ground. You could have it up a little higher just beneath the knee. We never want to put it on the knee joint. Or maybe you want to place it right up into that inner thigh. Wherever you are, just pressing that sole of the foot into the leg. Pressing the leg back into the foot. And then just being soften the shoulders, soften the face. And if you want more, extending the branches of your tree. If you want more this morning, maybe softly closing those eyes again. Reaching, extending. What do you need today? Ask for it. Maybe you're releasing that tension, that anxiety, that worry out through the fingertips here, the branches of your tree. And when you feel ready, take a big inhale breath. Fill your body full of that goodness. Exhale, you can draw the hands down through heart center. Release the foot down to the ground. You can lift up that standing leg, that right leg, maybe circle out the ankle. And then we're going to shift that weight over to the left foot, the left leg, soft bend in the left knee. Lifting up the right leg, maybe you stay here at a 90-degree angle. Maybe you take that leg out to the side, rotating it. And then finding the same place you did on the other side. And again, it doesn't matter where you place that foot, but pull the body into the midline. Feel that strength. Feel yourself stabilize. You've got this. Maybe you lift the arms up towards the heavens, or maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. This way isn't better than having hands at heart center. It's just different, my friends. Release the worry, the stress, all the criticism, the heartache. Maybe looking up, reaching up towards the heavens. Find the joy. And then exhaling, bringing the hands down to heart center. Releasing the foot down to the mat. taking care of that leg, that foot that was balancing. Let's take our hands to our hips. Separate those feet about shoulder distance apart. I'm just going to do some hip rolls here. So as you inhale, we're going to reach the hips over to one side, circle them forward, bending forward into the back. And as you get around to the opposite side, the exhale breath shoots the hips behind you. Just doing nice, easy hip circles here. Maybe closing the eyes once again. Inhale, opening, exhale, closing into that space. Inhale, opening, extending the front side of the body. Exhaling back. Let's go in the opposite direction. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, roll those hips back. Nice big circles. Let your breath be your guide. Your inhale breath brings you forward. Exhale breath shoots behind you. And I just can't help but smile doing this. It reminds me of my childhood. Maybe you've never done this in a yoga class before, but getting in tune with that child kind of helps make those big world problems seem to melt away. Let's come back to center here. Now we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, so if you think you might need a block or just want a block or maybe even two, feel free to grab those now. Maybe just have them in front of you. Take the feet out nice and wide, and you can start with them parallel, so toes facing forward straight to me. And if you'd like to come into the more of the traditional pose, you can become a little bit pigeon-toed, just angling the toes in a little bit. And now watch when you do that, the back usually, I'll show you from the side, the back usually arches a little bit, so you just want to tuck that tailbone in just slightly, just to make that back nice and long. Then just placing hands on our hips, shall we? Keeping the shoulders soft. Draw the belly in towards the spine. Let's take a big inhale up to the crown of the head, and as you exhale, softly hinging forward at the waist. We're going to pause halfway. You're just looking down at the ground. Imagine your back is parallel to the ground, nice and flat. Just pausing here, still pulling the shoulders back away from the ears. And you could possibly just stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, exhale and take the hands down to the ground. If they don't find the ground, maybe they find those blocks. Again, I'm going to turn sideways here, just so you can see from a different angle. So maybe hands are on blocks, maybe hands are on the ground. Release the forehead. And then from here, if you need to widen out the legs, you can. If you need to make them a little closer together, that's also fine. Another option for you here, down in our wide-legged forward fold, is to take a hold of the left ankle with the left hand and the right ankle with the right hand. Breathe, my friends, nice and full. Releasing the teeth away from one another. Maybe that extra swallow to help the breath. On your next big inhale, come up just enough that you can place those hands back on the ground in front of you. Again, maybe they're on the blocks, maybe you're just hinting the fingers here. Either way, we're going to just take the left hand, plant it straight underneath of your chest, either on the floor or on a block. Keeping the torso nice and flat. Go ahead and inhale and sweep the right arm up towards the sky, opening up the chest, just doing a nice revolved wide-legged fold here. Softening the body when you can, or where you can rather. Take a big inhale breath, and as you exhale, nice and slow, release the hand. We're going to replace the left hand with the right, going over to the opposite side. Inhale, sweep the arm up towards the ceiling. Gently nudging the shoulder onto the back body, opening up the chest to the heavens, keeping a soft bend in the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, sweep the body down to the mat. And then from here, let's place those hands on the waist. Lengthen out the torso. Inhale, pressing into the legs, feeling the nice strength in those legs coming all the way up. Once you get up to a standing position, let's just heel toe those feet together, shall we? Beautiful. Inhale the arms out, up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down to the mat. Once your hands get down to the mat, you can simply bend into the knees, coming back onto hands and knees. I'm just going to move my blocks out of the way here. From our hands and knees, let's shoot our legs out behind us. Then from here, those hands are just underneath shoulders. Torso is nice and long all the way from the knees up, pulling the shoulders down, kind of like in a modified, almost like a modified plank here. Just holding position, pulling belly in. Let's take a big inhale out through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, slowly bring the body down towards the earth. Let's keep those hands nice and close into the chest. Untuck the toes, press the toenails into the mat, to the ground. Press the pubic bone into the mat as well. Gently nudge those elbows behind you. Inhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, press into the palms. Cobra. Exhale, roll. Let's do that a few more times, shall we? Inhale, lift. Lengthen, extend, receive, exhale, release, roll down, let go of what you don't need. Inhale, lift, lengthen, exhale, release. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to take that right arm straight out from the shoulder, resting on the mat, or on the ground rather. Your arm is perpendicular to the rest of your body. Left hand is still tucked in right beside the chest, palm face down. Go ahead and exhale as you press into the left hand and roll on to the right arm. Now from here, you can bend into the top leg, taking the foot behind the body, just creating this opening, this beautiful opening in the chest. Yeah, feeling that stretch. The head can hover here, or if it's uncomfortable for you, you can grab a block and place the block underneath your head. Staying here for as long as is comfortable, knowing you can always come back to this beautiful chest opening stretch. If you're ready to move to the opposite side, exhale, roll back onto the stomach, extending the left arm out now, perpendicular to the body. Take the right hand to the chest. Pressing into that right hand, you can roll the body over onto that arm. Again, the top leg might bend, taking the foot behind the body. And again, if you have that pillow or a block and you'd rather rest the head, please rest the head. Feeling that really nice opening in the chest here. Maybe closing the eyes. Breathe in that goodness. I like to think of my heart opening every time I do a chest opener. Receiving what I can, what I need, so that I can give back to others. Take one last big inhale breath here, my friends. Exhale, roll to the center, releasing the block if you've been using it. And then just rolling the body onto the back, coming right back to where we started at the front or at the beginning of our class. So now here, as we wind down the class, you can either come into regular Shavasana. If you'd like to continue with kind of the theme of opening chest, opening heart, releasing the anxiety and stress that you don't need, you might want to come into supported fish today. And if not, you can just start now by unwinding your body, lengthening it out on your mat, just coming into regular Shavasana or corpse pose, coming back to that natural breath. And if you would like to come into supported fish, we're going to take the two blocks, one lengthwise vertically and one horizontally. The horizontal one is for the head. The vertical one will be for the spine. So they lay down on the mat in a T shape. And just being really careful and cautious. I've got bent knees here. I'm coming down onto my elbows, kind of using my hands to place the block where I want it, right along the middle of my spine. And that block for my head. Now you also don't have to have the block for your head if you don't like. A lot of people like the way it feels to have two blocks lengthwise along the spine, letting the head dip down. So either way is fine here, but noticing how the chest then is nice and open, it's lifted up to the ceiling. And again, we just open the palms, throat is open. Softly close the eyes here, regardless of whether you're in regular Shavasana or here in supported fish. And as you inhale and draw in the beautiful, clean, fresh, new air into your body, into your belly, into your lungs. Receiving all the goodness that you need for the day. Just taking one day at a time here, yeah. And exhaling, once again, visualizing all the stress, the negativity, the anxiety, releasing from your body. Inhale, extending, lengthening, becoming big. Exhale, releasing, softening, melting into your mat. Taking several more breaths here as we finish up the practice. Soften, my friends. Let go of everything. You don't need to cling tightly. We can't accomplish much when we're stressed, fearful. So today, my prayer for you is that you find the peace you're looking for, that you need to get through today. Know that you are loved, that you were created for love, and today can be yours if you just open yourself up to all those possibilities that maybe you can't even see yet. Cling to that hope that is right there in front of you. Stay here, my friends, in this place of goodness, love, joy, and peace for as long as you need. Rest well, be well. Namaste, my friends.